Okay, class, we'll be finishing up where we left off at. We have to take 86 times 1.6093 kilometers all over 1. Now we know anything divided by 1 is itself, so all we would need to do is multiply the 86 times 1.6093. So we will call up our calculator and we will multiply. We would take 86 times 1.6093, and that gives us 138.3998. But we could round that off to 2 decimal places, and that would give us 138.40. So we should have the approximation symbols for 138.4 or 0.40 kilometers. Okay, now we scroll down here. We have 100 kilograms to pounds. Now if you look here with kilograms to pounds, if you look on your conversion chart at the weight section, you have 1 pound is equal to 0.454 kilograms. Now this is supposed to be a 4. I don't know why it put that little line up top. So we'll take 100 kilograms. We'll put that over 1, and we'll multiply it by, now in our denominator, the kilograms will go. So it'd be 0.454 kilograms. Still doing that little line. Okay, and in our numerator, we will put our 1 pound. Kilograms will simplify out. In our numerator, we have 100 pounds all over 0.454. Now, we would take our calculator and we would take 100 divided by 0.454. Let me clear that up. Again, 100 divided by 0.454, and that gives us, we have 220.26, but we're going to round that, so that'll be approximately 220.26 pounds. And we're done with that problem. Now, we move on to the next problem, problem number 4. We have 9.8 meters to feet. So we look here on this chart here to see if we have feet and meters together, which we do. So we would take our 9.8 meters and we will multiply that. We'll put this over 1 and we will multiply this. Now it tells us that 1 foot is equal to 0.3048 meters. So we have 0.3048 in our denominator, and that's meters, and 1 foot for our numerator. So meters will simplify out, and we will have 9.8 all over 0.3048. This is 9.8 feet. Now we would take our calculator and we would take 9.8 divided by 0.3048. And that gives us, we will round to 2 decimal places, that would give us approximately 32.15. So we had 32.15 feet. Now we scroll down and we come here to problems 5 and 6. Now we're going to want to go from milliliters to fluid ounces. Now, if you look here on your chart, there is no milliliters to fluid ounces, but we do have fluid ounces to liters. If you look under your capacity, So what we would do first, we would take our 150 milliliters and we'll put it over 1, and we'll multiply that by, now what we're trying to convert it to is fluid ounces. So we have 1 fluid ounce, and that's the same as 0.030 liters. Now we have to get rid of this liters because we have to change this to milliliters. So we know liters will go in the numerator and milliliters will go in the denominator. Now for 1 liter, it takes 1,000 milliliters. Now we could go back to that chart. This is the base. We want to get something equivalent to 1 liter. So we would have to move that base. We have to move from the base to milli, and that will move us 3 places to the right. So we will move this decimal 3 places, and that's what gives us our 1,000. So we will simplify the milliliters, we'll simplify out the liters, and then we will multiply across. This will give us 150 fluid ounces all over. In our denominator, 0.030 times 1,000 is actually 30. So we would have 150 divided by 30, which is 5, and it would be 5 fluid ounces. Okay, now we will go to problem number 6. We have 15 ounces to grams. Now we look back over here under weight, we do have ounces and grams together. So this should be an easy conversion. So we have 15 ounces, we'll put that over 1. Then our denominator will be ounces, it'll be 1 ounce. And it takes 28.35 grams. These ounces will simplify out. And then we would just take the 15 times 28.35. We get our calculator. So we have 15 times 28.35. And that will give us 425.25. So it'd be 425.25. It'd be grams. And we did not need to round here. Okay, now we scroll down here to number 7. Now with number 7, it says on many highways the speed limit is 70 miles per hour. Convert this to kilometers per hour. So we would do 70 miles over 1 hour. That's what per hour means. Now we want to change these miles to kilometers. Now we do have a miles to kilometer portion on this conversion chart on the previous page. Now we see that 1 mile is the same as 1.6093 kilometers. Now these miles simplify out. So we would take our calculator and take 70 times the 1.6093, and that will give us 112.651. But we will round it to 112.65. So it'll be approximately 112.65 over 1 hour. So this here be your final answer. So we have 112.65 kilometers per hour. Okay, now we scroll down here. Number 8, we want to change 80 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. So if you look here at the chart on the previous page, we have the Celsius formula. That's what we're looking for. So we have Celsius is equal to 5/9 times the parenthesis of F minus 32. So now we will have 5/9. Now our Fahrenheit is 80 degrees, or we could just write down 80 for right now. So we have 80 minus 32. So we have C is equal to 5/9 times 80 minus 32 is 48. And we'll put that over 1. So now we can multiply. 5 times 48 will give you 240. And 9 times 1 is 9. Now we could take our calculator. We will have 240 divided by 9. And we have a repeating decimal here. So what we would do, we're going to round to the nearest degree. So we'll make this, well, let's see here. Yeah, we could round this to the nearest tenth of a degree. So this will end up being 26.7 degrees Celsius. So we have C is approximately 26.7 degrees Celsius. Now, for some reason this jumped, but this is C is approximately 26.7 degrees Celsius. Don't worry about that. Okay, now we come to number 9. Number 9, we add 12.4 degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit. So we use the Fahrenheit formula. So we have F is equal to 9/5 times your Celsius plus 32. So we have Fahrenheit is equal to 9/5. Our Celsius is 12.4 plus 32. Now we could put this 12.4 over 1. We could take our calculator here. We could take 12.4. A minute, that didn't come out right. So we could take 12.4 times 9, which gives us 111.6 divided by 5. And that gives us 22.32. So, again, that would be 22.32 plus 32. So we would have our Fahrenheit is equal to, we add 22.32 plus 32 will give us 54.32 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, now that completes this section. Now we do have one more section to cover, which I will cover in the next video.